Good morning, my name is Rosemary and today I'm going to show you how to do a card by stitching and using ribbons and beads. And
here's some she made earlier. Rosemary's made it in stages because it would take quite a long time to make the whole card. Over to you, Rosemary.
Right, with this card you don't need an awful lot of things. First of all, you do need to have a pricking tool, and this one here is very good because it's got an embossing tool at the end. But a pricking tool, if you don't have that, don't worry, because you can use a large hat pin. And then you need a pricking mat, but again, if you don't have a pricking mat, you can use a polystyrene tile, one that you get off your pizza, which is always very useful, so don't throw anything out. As well as that, you need a piece of card. I use the linen card because it's a wee bit stronger and it doesn't tear on you. And this is 14 centimetres square, and a pattern, and this is your pattern. And you notice that it's got the wavy like a flower going round it, and it's got the dots. So what we're going to do is we're going to press our card onto the mat, put your pattern on top of it, and just make sure it's even. If there's a straight edge, and what I do is I just stick it down at the back so that it won't move on you using the Scotch tape, which is non-sticky. It'll pull off without pulling your card. And then all you've got to do is, first of all, I go round it, make a mark like that, because what you're going to do is you're going to cut out the shape with your scissors before you actually start to stitch. So just go round it like that the whole way. It doesn't take so long. If you want to, what I do is I would use my pattern about 3 or 4 times, but if you've got plenty of patterns, then you can just cut round the pattern. But I find this one is the easiest. And then when you've done that, just use your pricker, making sure you hold it up straight so that you get a straight, and just go round the dots like that there. It doesn't take too long, and it's quite a simple one to start with, not too many holes to prick. It should take about, I would reckon, about 20 minutes to make this card by just putting the ribbon on and the beads. And then after you've made it, you'll see from the cards that have already been photographed that you can mount them onto different colours, toning in with your ribbon. So you've got it done. Just I turn it over, hold it up to the light, and you can see that all the holes are in it. So take off your pattern and just leave that to the side, and you can see very slightly the marks. And what I do is I just take my scissors, I use my decoupage scissors because they are, and just cut right into it and cut round the shape like that there, and it just goes right round. Just cut it the whole way round, and then you will finally end up, because of time, you will end up with your card just like that, and you've got all the holes in it, which is very good. So now you're ready to start. So what I do is I make 2 of the holes, 2 at the bottom, just put it in, make it a wee bit bigger, because what you're going to do is you're going to take your ribbon, and I use organza ribbon simply because you can crinkle it up like this here, and you need 2/3 of a metre. Because I don't like wasting anything, I buy a metre and I get 2 bits out of it. Not 2 different colours, mind you, but these are 2 I've used. So what we'll do is we'll put that one to the side. And to start off, you just get your scissors and you just cut that at a slant so that it's nice and even. And then you take the point and just roll it round like that. And from the front of it, you put it into the bottom hole. Just like that. If it's not big enough, make it slightly bigger so that your ribbon goes through. So you've got your point, screw it up like that and flip it through. Pull it through the back, just about that, and then a piece of sellotape or a piece of Scotch tape, whatever you're using, stick it down, and that's you ready to start. And you can see that the organza ribbon is nice and soft. You can easily put it up. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pull it up a little bit like that, hold it like that, and you're going to take your needle and you're going to come up the bottom hole, make sure the threads the ribbons over it and in through the top hole. So I just happen to have my needle threaded. The needles that I use are number 10. It's a tiny little needle, but it goes through all the different sizes of beads. If you've got a bead mat, which I have here, I have put some of the beads on it. I've got some gold beads, I've got some pearly beads, and I'm going to use these ones this morning because they're a little bit bigger. What you do is, you've already got your thread, your ribbon through this one, so you come up the next hole, in through the bottom, like that, bring up your thread, and you're going to catch it, like that. The thread I use is metallic thread, but you can use embossing thread, or not embossing thread, embroidery thread. You would just use a strand of it. Stick it down, you've got it ready. And what you're going to do now is you're going to put your bead on. The reason for using the mat, make sure your ribbon is over, because you want the ribbon to be in between it. Bring it up like that, and then you're going to put it through the top, just like that, and pull it. And you can see that that's a wee bit big, so all you do is bring it down, pull it tight, and you've got your first one. And then what you do, just move on to the next one, in through the bottom, and bring it up, and then bring your ribbon up slightly like that. Take your bead, there it goes on the needle, and put it through the top and pull it. And you can see that you can actually work it if you want it a wee bit bigger, depending, but you can see the bead. As well as using the beads, you can use flowers, you can use the bugles, whatever. So you go in the bottom, in through the bottom hole, and bring it right up, just holding it. If you feel that it's slipping on you, you can, every so often, you can put a little bit of tape on it just to hold it, to give you a wee bit more confidence. I don't bother doing that, but you can do that. So we'll put one more bead on this one, and make sure your ribbon's underneath it, through it like that, and put it through the top. And just pull it like that, and just get your shape, the shape you want it. So you've got it like that, and you work your whole way right round till you come to the end. And we've got one here which is just at the very end. So this one here, you just put on your last bead like that there, put it on, and because of time, what I'm going to show you is, what you do is you take your end of that and you'll bring it right through the top of this one here. Pull it right through and just secure it, and hey presto, you've got your thing completely finished. So there it is, and it just goes right through, and you pull it, and of course don't forget to put your little bead on it. There we go, we get it through. It is a wee bit tricky, but in it goes. And then by the time you're finished, you would have one like this here, and you can mount it and put a little decoration on it. If you don't want to do a decoupage or a little decoration, just put best wishes, something like that, and you've got your little card. Okay.
That's lovely, thank you, Rosemary.